to be a millionaire?
I do.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you do as well. Did you see it last night? Hey, were you watching?
Fantastic. I was like, oh.
Almost there. We were almost there. Our first
Amazing.
millionaire. Did you see it? If you didn't, it was fantastic.
Serum is the former name of which city? 70% of this audience think it's Salisbury, 30% think it's
It is, it's Salisbury.
You just won £500,000.
This show is nervous enough without watching them two, I tell you. And she's here with Chris today. Find out what it's really like to win that amount of money. Yesterday changed her life forever, and we want to hear your stories when a chance meeting, unexpected phone call, or twist of fate turned your life upside down. Good or bad, life-changing moments in the phone in today. 08700 100 101.
And talking of making a change, to die or not to die, that is the question these three ladies want answering. Don't take the plunge until you've seen our complete guide to hair colouring. Plus, we're giving away even more cash, thousands of pounds to be won in midday money, and here's the rest. The best of British on TV this weekend, classic drama and award-winning comedy. Your must-see guide at 11:05.
Remember, it's the 5th of November on Sunday. Phil's got a feast fit for Guy Fawkes at 11:10.
The name's Owl, Grey Owl, the director who got Bond to behave like this. Movie legend Richard Attenborough live at 11:20.
She's been described as the comic's tard, but to us, she'll always be absolutely fabulous. June Whitfield on 50 Years in Showbiz at 10 to 12.
And the icing on today's show comes from two cherries, Eagle Eye and Naina, sing us out at 12:05. Now, we all sit at home watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, shouting at the answers at the screen, but would you have known the answer to these?
Who is First Lord of the Treasury?
It's the Prime Minister.
Not the Chancellor of the Exchequer. It's the right answer. You just won £125,000. In mythology, who was the twin of Castor? Why are you grinning at me?
Because I know it.
You just won £250,000. New Serum is the former name of which city? You want to play?
Yes.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You just won £500,000.
Kate's here now with her husband Peter and sons Edward and Gregory. Chris Tarrant's here too. Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, what a night.
Fantastic. It was. Fantastic. She said afterwards, I was so lucky the questions were so easy. I don't think so.
No,
I really don't.
The questions are only ever easy if you know the answer.
Well, of course. I mean, we say that, and it sounds very trite, but it is so true, and if you don't know the answer, they're impossible. But I thought she was, genuinely, I thought you were absolutely brilliant. The crew all loved her. She was such a pleasure to give £500,000 to.
And so calm. I mean,
I'm glad I looked it.
you look complete. I couldn't believe how calm you were. I was like this, like this for you.
No. I must admit, having seen a little clip of it, you do look at it and think, was that me?
Oh yeah.
It was you.
You were very calm though throughout, even when you won the big money. You know, the 500. You still was it sinking in then? Basically, what you just managed to do.
Yes, it was more a case. It was more a case then of, oh, what have I done?
Right. Because there's the first woman to win that amount of money, isn't it? In the world.
Yes,
it's the
you
most money ever won by any woman anywhere in the world on television.
Right.
Because there's no tax. Good news. I didn't mention
that.
In America, they pay tax, you see, and even the $1 million in America, they actually take away. There's been about $5 million men in the States. Don't know why. Sorry. But they actually only take away about for the million about £350 sterling. £350,000.
Yeah, right.
So 500,000 US, the UK is fantastic.
No tax, no VAT. It's $1 million then, really.
And a woman winning it.
Well, I mean, here it's a bit more equal.
Nothing wrong with that. Why not?
No,
what are you trying to say?
But do you get a lot of women like phoning in and?
Yeah, a lot of women phone in. I think there is still this strange thing, and it's a very sort of old-fashioned thing of like send the old boy down. He is the breadwinner. You know, even if he's incredibly stupid man, he's very bright women sitting in the audience looking down at him. The fool. I knew this. We're getting more and more women on. I have to say truthfully, I didn't For no particular reason. I think, actually, because women are more organised. I always expected the first £1 million winner to be a man, but now I think, after last night, it could be any... I think blokes are more, oh, let's go for it, whatever, whereas women are saying, no, wait a minute, this is ridiculous, I've got £500,000. So why would I risk 468
Why did you
grand?
go for it then, Peter? Did you send Kate down and say, no, you're going to do it, you know?
I haven't got the same intelligence. I don't think I could have... I know I couldn't have answered some of those questions, and but I'm very impulsive in so much that I'm very competitive. If I were in Kate's shoes, I would have probably gambled. And
you would have gone for it?
Look what would have happened.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I'm the person that believes that there's one winner and the others are losers.
You were very calm.
It's the
Even
way I
the
work as
audience.
well.
He was very calm in the audience, weren't you? What were you going through?
Oh,
Really? Really?
yes, my stomach was churning, more for Kate than for myself. I knew that had she dropped down, it would have been very emotional for her, and I didn't want her to go through that.
It's emotional for everybody. I mean, the guy who lost the £218,000 the other night, it was like,
went for it,
oh,
yeah.
no.
But even watching it now,
huge.
you're still on the edge because you think maybe you don't win it, even though you have won it. You think it's maybe going to change. How's it been since you won? Have you slept? How was last night? We've got the champagne here. You know, we must have a
I
little toast
haven't
actually.
had a drink yet because I knew I was going,
Well,
going
have
to
one
come on.
now.
Have one now.
Yeah.
You can afford, you can afford
I'm not
one
driving
now.
today.
In fact, she's paying for all these, by the way.
Oh, cheers, thank you.
The thing that intrigues me, and I asked this guy, I spoke to her much earlier this morning on the radio, poor girl, she'd been dragged out of bed very early to get up. She was going to be a postwoman. Now,
Yes.
you've now got £500,000.
You were
You're probably rearranging your career plan, aren't you?
Just a little, yes. I have spoken to them and they were very understanding.
I think if they saw the TV, they'd probably know.
Did you ever get to post the letters? I mean, did you start your
No,
job?
You know those terrible storms we had on Monday?
Yes.
That should have been my first day out as a trainee postwoman. And I should have been battling down pathways and trying to get the
And then
letters in the
Tuesday, of
box.
course, which would have been the day she would start, she rang and said, you're not going to believe this, but tonight, Monday night, I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And they went, oh, yes, please.
That's a good
And then she
excuse.
was back again last night.
Because it hasn't been easy for you, Kate. Because Peter, you were a kitchen designer, weren't you?
I still am.
Yeah, you still are. But the business didn't do it so well. So
No, it failed, about 7 years ago, and it's been a struggle, but it's 9 years ago, isn't it?
it was 9 years ago. And you've kind of you took up one yourself. You're going to change things around. You set yourself, was it 3 goals?
That's right. Well, my goal is writing.
Right.
I mean, Peter, for the last few years, has worked for a large kitchen company and does very, very well. But first of all, the children are home educated, which is an expensive option. And secondly, I want to write, and I needed some income of my own to help fund these two things because I'm
Well,
it's
like
expensive.
£500,000 quid.
Well, no,
A handy little income.
option one was I'll see if I can get a job as a postie. And option two was I'll try and get some writing work which actually pays now so that I've got time to do my project. And then I thought, well, if all else fails, I'll go and be a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
That old thing.
So you got the postie. Did you get the writing as well? Right. Or you
Yes,
were
there's
doing
a
that?
franchise for a small magazine which I could
I think
take.
the office might be flooding in now.
Do you know, there was a
Possibly.
wonderful look on her face last night when the £1 million came up. This huge grin. I thought,
Yeah.
she knows it. And it was actually, I don't know it and I can go.
Yes, it was.
And the pressure's off and I'm going away with £500,000.
Yes, it was. It was so
It was
much.
extraordinary.
It really felt after each question. I mean, I didn't know before I came on the show why you kept saying the obvious. You can walk away now.
Because people lose the plot completely.
You do.
People
You
get to
put
the point they
yourself
actually don't know their own
under such
names.
Did
They
it
don't know how many
help
lives
you the
they
fact
have.
that you had a roll of a day because you got £8,000 and then
Yes,
it was
it
a kind
did.
of so therefore
Four. She came up with
£4
£4
grand,
grand.
yeah. So therefore you could go away and think about it and restock.
Well, what we did was I took the children round and we sort of played a game of what would we spend £1,000 on, which was what we were guaranteed at that stage.
Yeah.
What would we spend £1,000 on, 2,000, 4,000, and we were just playing a joke.
Yeah.
But it was to make it real.
Yeah.
Because it had stopped being a joke getting on there, and I'd actually got to go back and do it. And you won't like me for saying this, but it really felt as though I was waiting for a dentist's appointment to
quite
get
like you
back in
saying
that
that.
chair.
Well, let's take you through the agony. We're going to show the actual kind of the final minute. Now we're going to dim the sound a little bit, and we want you to kind of talk us through, just the mind thoughts, and you as well, Chris, of kind of what exactly was happening, when these questions were coming up, because this is not easy.
Yeah, now this new serum,
Yes.
I knew old Sarum was Salisbury.
I'm going to play. Yes, well, I was convinced
You were
before
convinced?
it came up.
Was.
I knew it was Salisbury.
I
But
thought New
then the
Sarum
others-
could be Shrewsbury.
all the answers came up, and I couldn't have told you how to spell my own name at that stage.
Because you weren't thinking everything was happening. But you took 50-50 and you asked the audience, although you kind of knew it.
Yes, I knew it, but I hadn't got the confidence in my own judgment at all at that stage.
That's when you start doubting yourself,
I
isn't it?
doubted
Even
it. I
though
thought maybe she is wrong. Maybe Shrewsbury was New Sarum. You know, Salisbury's old Sarum. And you think,
No,
oh,
there was an
God.
old name, not for
At
Shrewsbury.
this moment,
but
I've seen it on the
Shropshire.
screen. I know you're right. It's the best feeling in the world.
So fantastic. What a brilliant moment.
What a salt knife.
I was trying so hard not to cry at that point.
Yeah, so
but
was
it
I.
showed.
You did.
So was I.
That's what
Oh, fantastic.
When do they kind of flash up? 'Cause
When it
obviously
goes
you've got-
orange, I mean, we always say this thing, there's nothing on my screen until it goes orange. That's why eventually it can take as long as they like, but eventually they have to say, my final answer, yes, I'm going to play. Or my final answer, I'm going to take the money. But my final answer is, I'm going to play, and my final answer is, you know, Salisbury. And at that moment it goes orange, and on my screen is a tiny little bit. It used to be a big thing saying right or wrong. And the people behind me in the audience used to scream, go, oh, she's right. So we got rid of that after the first pilot. And we have a tiny little thing comes up on my screen, right or wrong. And when you see it for that amount of money, and it just goes ping, and you go, she's right.
Were you disappointed she didn't get the million? Did you feel it
Not
was-
really, actually. I mean, I was a bit like her then. I thought, just go, do not lose this. I mean, bear in mind, a few nights ago, a guy lost 218 grand. I think
I know,
for
that
her
was
to have
terrible.
lost £468,000, which is what it is,
But-
with just a bit. I mean, of course, if she'd gone for it. But when she did that smile, I thought she knows. And then I thought, no, she doesn't know, and she's going home, and she's so happy. And it was, you know, it will happen one day.
Yeah.
I'm amazed it hasn't happened before. It'll happen.
You
To
got-
get to the 500,000, you had to, you used your phone a friend?
Yes, I
You phone a friend.
Oh, he was a great
Oh,
bloke.
he was
He was a nice
brilliant.
man.
That
He
was on
the one that said it was
64,000.
really easy. He said when I spoke to him afterwards and thanked him for literally putting himself on the line,
Yeah.
he laughed and he said, "Oh, that's fine." He said, "I'm just glad it was such an easy question."
I tell you what, Kate. Well, what we can do is we can do this. I can ring that number
A
now.
replica.
Hello, is anybody there?
Hello?
Hello, Ian.
Yes.
Hi, how's John Leslie Gain of Faye on ITV's this morning? You're through to Kate, and I think Kate would like to say something to you.
Hello, Kate.
Hi, Ian. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
What did you know? You know the answer because it's a kind of naturalist.
Oh, it was a
kind of question?
naturalist question. I
Yeah.
don't know if I said it in the show, but as soon as I saw the question, I thought, well, that's not my question, that's Ian's.
Right. So you'd like to obviously thank him for what he did.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
a glass of
I thanked him
champagne?
at first. I think I hope we might meet up and have a glass together.
Soon. Sooner said than done.
Surprise!
Oh, thanks for coming.
This is the man.
No problem.
We thought you should have a glass of champagne.
glass.
Join in the celebrations.
Well done.
Oh, that's
Fantastic.
There you go.
fantastic.
Who would you like?
Thank you so much.
Bless you, John. Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Did you feel a lot of pressure on you? But you knew the answer straight away, didn't you?
Into
There was no
Tony,
pressure
come
at
sit beside
that
me.
minute, thank you. The pressure was all beforehand, I guess, really. So you have 30 seconds to be told the question,
You're on.
answer it. It just goes. You just don't think about it. Afterwards, what have I done? I had to rush for a dictionary to look up the word.
Who decides what questions go where? Because if they had been in a different order, she might not be
Computer.
here.
I mean, they come out of the computer. I mean, the first one's usually very straightforward, very simple, hopefully, and they are graded. The whole thing is, you know, completely computer random. The contestants are random, and that's why it's so gripping actually, because I haven't a clue, and I don't want to know. Somebody said to me, "Would you like to know the questions?" I couldn't care less. I want the excitement of going, "Oh, it's that old Sarum. I know this. How clever am I?" Or whatever, you know. No, they just come out, you know, in theory, in harder grading as the money goes up. But of course, you know, as you say, I mean, the £500,000 question, we're saying, well, we probably knew that, but there might have been one. There was one you did for about 4,000. I'm sitting there thinking, I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
You know, it happens every night. You know.
So we haven't talked to Edward and Greg yet, but
Yeah.
hello, boys.
Hiya.
Must be proud as punch today.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so what are you getting from Santa this year then?
Lots and lots.
Were you sitting at home watching on the telly?
Yeah.
Yeah, going, please, Mum.
Yeah,
Oh, you're very proud of her.
definitely.
We're all proud of her. I'm especially proud. First woman to win £500,000 in the world on Who
Is in the
Wants to Be a
world, actually.
Millionaire.
Is in the world.
It's amazing.
Yeah, definitely a life-changing moment. Well, congratulations to Ian,
Yeah.
to Edward, Greg, and to Peter. Well done.
Bless you guys.
And
Yeah.
spend it wisely and well. What are you spending
spend
on?
it.
Yeah?
Yeah, just
A house.
A house.
It's
Oh,
the obvious,
absolutely.
but yes.
Lovely.
congratulations
Thank you.
again.
All the very best. Make sure it's
Enjoy.
not near a river, that's for sure.
Yeah,
If you want to take part
absolutely.
then, the phone number's on the screen now, and we'd like to hear